Всем привет, друзья! Мы продолжаем проходить Алана Уэйка. И в прошлом видео мы закончили третий эпизод. Но я думаю, это можно пропустить. В принципе, помню, что было. О, жена.
I fell. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. What? Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now. The shock of your wife's death triggered a mental illness. No, you're lying. You're suffering from various symptoms of undifferentiated schizophrenia.
It's okay, Alan. Just let go.
Что за хрень происходит?
I felt groggy. Whatever Hartman had bumped in me was making me numb. I felt like this was happening to someone else. Someone I was watching on television. I couldn't think. Couldn't focus. There were only empty sheets of paper here. No manuscript pages.
Ну, я дома. Кто-то ходит там.
The door was locked. I was a prisoner here.
Чё? Пленником в своем доме?
Good evening, Alan. Are we feeling better now? Feeling calm?
Yeah. I see you brought your pet gorilla with you. So sure, I'm calm. I get the message. Loud and clear.
Quite right. That's the spirit. You're being very brave, Alan. I understand you're confused. I would be more concerned if you weren't suspicious of me. I don't blame you for it.
Big of you.
Now, why don't you come with me? We'll reacquaint you with my clinic and go over everything you might have forgotten. Little walk and some fresh air? Yes, it will do you good.
Странно.
This corridor is for patients. Most of them aren't here right now. Jack took them out for a fishing trip. Except
Это
for the
такая
ones who are
клиника.
particularly vulnerable, of course. I encourage creativity as a part of the recovery process here at Cauldron Lake Lodge. I specialize in treating artists.
I bet you do.
Splendid, Alan. I honestly believe we can get this thing under control if we work together. This way, Alan.
Интересно, как он не побоялся со мной один-один оставаться там в лифте. Чё ты своего громилу не взял?
Now, Alan, from past
Хотя это просто жирнич какой-то.
I need to get right into the heart of the matter as quickly as I can after an episode. So I'm just going to say this. Alice is dead.
No.
You're in a very vulnerable state until you understand and accept this. Alice drowned, and you couldn't face that. You're suffering from hallucinations, paranoid delusions, unusual thinking, an obsession about light and darkness, a feeling that everything revolves around you, your thoughts and dreams. Your mind has constructed an elaborate fantasy scenario in which your writings are affecting reality. She has been kidnapped, and supernatural forces of darkness are trying to stop you. We go this way, Alan.
I wasn't ready for another shot, so I went along with it. He had to be lying. But under the influence of the drug he had given me, I had to fight not to believe his words.
It's all in your head. You've been making it up. Apart from the tragic accident with your wife, no one has been killed. Your delusions are just a manifestation of your subconscious mind trying to protect you from the too painful truth.
Вранье.
Unless we fight the fantasy, it will return. I know the instinct is to resist me, but think about it. Doesn't this make far more sense than the insane supernatural conspiracy you have concocted in your mind? You're a skeptic by nature, Alan. We both know this. Everything can be explained logically.
Ладненько. Будем за ним пока следовать. Я думал, может, куда-нибудь свернуть можно, там какой-нибудь тайничок найти, секретик. Там термос кофе был на 2-м этаже. Но пока туда нельзя. О, солнечные часы. За гранью тени, где ты ютишься, сверкает чудо. Т.З. Томас Зейн в память о близком друге и поэте.
I never get tired of this view. Very inspiring, isn't it?
Cauldron Lake spread below us. I could see Mirror Peak on the other side of the lake. I thought I could make out the spot where Diver's Isle had been when I arrived with Alice. Now there was nothing but waves.
It seems there's a storm coming. Funny, I don't recall there being a mention of that in the weather forecast. Well, no matter. This way. Follow me. Alan, what I'm telling you is good news. Right now we're in control. Every time you have a relapse, it gets more and more difficult to resurface from the dark depths of your imagination. Not surprising, considering your profession. Imagination is what you work with. After all your nightmares, this should come as an immense relief to you. If it doesn't, why is that? Because I'm lying? Or because you don't want to admit that you're not well? It's very natural for you to think of me as your enemy. It's part of the illness.
I let him talk.
After all,
Hartman
I'm the
obviously
one
loved
trying
his
to
own
bring you
voice.
out of the
His
world
words
you've
echoed
constructed
madly
for
inside
yourself.
my head.
But
I
can't
dug my
do
nails
it
into
by
the palms of my
myself.
hands to stay
You need
focused.
to work with me. Once you accept that, we can begin the journey towards your recovery. Come along. Let's go inside. Here's the entrance
Это
to the
смешок.
office wing. That's for staff only. You were impressed by my trophies when you first arrived here. I do love to hunt. The great outdoors, man versus nature. It's wonderful stuff.
Scary,
Pretty damn wonderful, yeah.
scary.
Emerson,
I'm a real bad dream, mister. You should be afraid of me. Don't want to run into me in the night, that's for sure.
please, Emerson. Mr. Wake is confused enough as it is.
Yeah, you'd like me to go away so you won't be scared. But you can't just decide what kind of dream you have or when you have it.
Emerson,
Okay, sorry. Boo.
that's Emerson. We're actually making some progress with him, I'm happy to say. He works on
Elbow
video
strike.
games.
Ooh, yeah.
It's trash, of course.
Полная ерунда.
Involves
Ну
some
да.
small creative effort, which makes him receptive to
Отлично просто.
therapeutic methods.
No kidding.
Подожди, я тут видел где-то термос кофе. Здорово.
Hello, I've painted you.
Okay.
I was
Меня?
just struck by inspiration a couple of days ago. Dr. Hartman wanted me to paint landscapes, and that's what I was doing. But now I've been doing these things, a lot of them. The images just keep coming. Dr. Hartman likes them. He has them in his office.
Yeah?
He's very proud of me. He says I'm getting much better. I think I'm getting
Не, это явно какая-то хрень. Опять очередное воображение, сон, там вся фигня.
Well,
Меня
I
он
guess I
рисует.
better start wrapping this up. The storm is almost here. Look at that. I'd hate to be out there tonight.
А походу мы окажемся. Почему-то что-то мне это подсказывает. Кофе наверху, все понятно. Ну да подожди, я сейчас приду. За кофеечком загоняю. QR-код. Ладно. Ну, если честно, мне интересно, что за QR-код. Минуточку. Буквально. Минуточку. Сканер. Результат. Серьезно? Мне выдало в YouTube видео про Алана Уэйка на английском языке. Блин, прикольно. Это, скорее всего, как сказать, не первый QR-код. Видео называется Vision 3. Я, наверное, 2 пропустил или просто их не заметил. Здрасте. Бежим отсюда. Нельзя. Новая захватывающая книга доктора Эмиля Хартмана, автора бестселлера «Творческий поток». Доктор Хартман описывает свои новаторские методики терапия вовлечения и метод потока на прилавках книжных магазинов по всей стране. Понятно. О, еще один термос. Нифига здесь, конечно, раскидали кофеечков. Он каратист. Так, стоп. Ладно, мне показалось. Я думал, их несколько.
Now, you might have noticed the typewriter in your room. You've
Да.
been writing as a part of the therapy. As soon as you feel up to it, you should continue.
My rheumatism's killing me. There's a storm coming. Oh, what a storm.
Стоп.
I hope it wipes this place off the face.
Я помню этих стариков. Они же были в баре.
And these two are the Anderson brothers, Odin and Tor. They had a, how should I put this? A heavy metal band in the 70s and 80s called Old Gods of Asgard. They even adopted new first names to complete the image of Viking gods. After the band broke up, they lived on a farm nearby. They are, well, in advanced stages of dementia. They're well cared for, TLC and all that. There's nothing more that can be done. I'm afraid that the rock and roll lifestyle has left its mark.
Oh, that won't do. I'm so sorry to cut this short for now, Alan. The power has been acting up. I'd better go check on it. We'll continue this soon. Meanwhile, when you feel up to it, return to your room and try to write. It really is for the best. Don't you think?
Он тебе книги, что ли, пишет? Точнее, я пишу тебе книги, козел. Да.
He'd love to fish out our secrets, but he has no clue. He's not crazy enough. Not crazy like us, Sonny. Yeah! Being crazy's a requirement, Sonny. Who else could understand the world when it's like this? It takes crazy to know crazy.
That's the sanest thing I've heard in a while.
Стоп. Он назвал меня Зейном? Почему в субтитрах этого нету? Он сказал Зейн.
We wrote it all down, lest we forget. A crash course. All you need to know to get your head right. You need to find the message. Here, Sonny, here's something for you. Gave me a rash, but I kept it safe from these bastards.
Zane could feel the poems, taking form, shaping things. As he experimented, he imagined he could almost feel the power surging through the keys of the typewriter. It exhilarated him. but there was fear too. If not for his young assistant Emil, he would have given it up. But Emil convinced him otherwise.
Emil.
He too had a way with words. It was clearing up, or according to Hartman, I was sinking back into the fantasy. I was convinced he was lying to me about everything. Crazy or not, the Andersons made more sense.
Tom, got any booze on you? Tom's just lost is all. Baba Yaga got to him too, the damn witch. She used us all. Taken from all.
Добро пожаловать в дом на озере Колдрон.
And my ravens. What was it?
Мы окажем вам всю необходимую помощь. Тем не менее, просим соблюдать следующие правила. Попросите друзей и близких заранее планировать посещения, чтобы они не приходились на время ваших лечебных процедур и/или творческой деятельности. Кроме того, просим вас уважать право на уединение и личное пространство других пациентов, особенно когда они заняты творчеством. Будьте терпеливы. Большинство наших пациентов сталкиваются с долговременными творческими трудностями, которые не решаются за одну ночь. Позвольте себе тратить столько времени, сколько нужно. Помните, что вы добровольно соглашаетесь на лечение, специально подобранное для вас. Терапия вовлечения и ее аналог метод потока наиболее эффективны тогда, когда пациент активно вовлечен в их формирование. Если вас что-то беспокоит, не стесняйтесь об этом говорить. Угу. Вернуться в свою комнату. Ну, я пока буду возвращаться, какая-нибудь хрень случится. Да.
Yeah, good thing he's not overreacting or anything.
Well, he's the boss.
I may need a hand here later on, Birch. The storm's bound to make you-know-who jumpy. You know how they get.
Gotcha. The doc's got me looking after Wake here, but holler if they get too rowdy.
I'll do that, Birch.
Hey, Wake, why don't you humor Dr. Hartman and give the writing a shot, huh? Typewriter's in your room. You can get to your room by those stairs, Wake.
I'm a bad dream, and you can't wake up. You can't hurt a nightmare because all dreams
Мы спим.
imagination. They're only
Алан
in your
спит.
head, and they're not there when you wake
Правда?
up. So you can't wake up because
Блять,
I'm
такая
in
херовая
charge.
идея, если все во сне
I
происходит.
don't want to disappear. My nightmare is the publisher people who want to make a contribution so they can say they made a contribution. And then we end up with mullets in there because they think mullets are funny, but it wasn't supposed to be about mullets. And now it's about mullets. And when it's in slow motion, they call it mullet
Hartman wanted me to
time
write.
because the
I
numbers
knew I
came back
couldn't,
from
but I
marketing
figured
that
I should just
mullet
play
time
along
is
for
the
now.
hook we
It was
needed
the
to go
only thing I
big
could
in
do
the
with
target
Nurse Birch
demographic.
watching me like a
And
hawk.
they're not even kidding. They say it all like serial killers with straight faces and smiles. My nightmare is the writers who want to make everything.
Так, ладно, он с ума уже сходит. А ты мне ничего не скажешь новенькое? Нет.
They're not scared of me, and everyone should just shut up. Shut up. Shut up. But I don't see nightmares anymore. I take 2 pills every morning.
Something's wrong. I'm not myself. It's hard to think. There's a shadow inside my head. I can only focus on writing. Everything else is a blur. I'm trapped in this cabin.
Господи.
Days, but it's always dark outside. My editor is real. I saw her again. She's not human. It's not human. A dark presence is wearing the old woman's face. She was covered in clinging shadows. There's a hole in her chest where her heart should be. I think I've made a horrible mistake. I don't think I'm any closer to saving Alice. It's been lying to me, using me to get the story it wants, and the story will come true.
Странные вещички происходят, конечно. Стоп.
Hartman had mentioned that the power had been acting up. Maybe that was the reason for the generator and the work light on the balcony. The generator hadn't been activated, and there was no key.
А, без свеча не получится, понял. Ой, да мы сейчас зайдем в комнату, потом выйдем, включим все-таки генератор, так как уже будет темно. Так, почему эта комната открыта? Просто так? У окна тут ничего не будет? Нет. По-любому какие-то спойлеры. То, что будет дальше. Night Springs. Видеоигра от студии Remedy, которая сделала Алана Уэйка. Дезерваль. Походу здесь этот псих тусуется. Прямо напротив моей комнаты. Ну все, ладно. Сюда можно зайти, подожди? Нельзя. О. Лейн. Какая-то пустая. Это что, тут рисует, что ли? Ладно, пойдем уже к себе.
The white glare of the blank page in front of me hurt my eyes. My hands began to shake uncontrollably.
Hey, Wake, you stay here. I'm gonna go see what's up. You just keep doing what you're doing. Be cool, okay?
Это какой громила? Это просто старик какой-то, господи.
I didn't know what the chaos was all about, but it could be my only chance of getting out of here.
Where the hell did he get a damn hammer?
I don't know.
Here's a friendly poke from Mjolnir, wench. Oh, afraid of the crazy brothers, are ya? Not so weak now, are we?
Эти старики что, вырубили?
Well, things are unraveling.
Hartman kept talking, giving Barry the grand tour, clearly proud of the place. He went on and on about his hunting trophies, and Barry was impressed. But he was here on business. He raised his voice, cut through the monologue. Hey, Hartman, where's Al? Hartman stopped in mid-sentence, annoyed at the interruption. He nodded at the hulking orderly standing nearby. The man smiled and
Так,
clapped a practice
Барри в
hand on
беде.
his shoulder.
Start they.
Пойдем вручать.
My store. I'm taking it.
Sinclair looked bad. That wasn't a love tap. The crazy old fart hit her hard. And if she was one of Hartman's goons, she had it coming. I could get the key to the office wing from Sinclair.
Здорово, ребят.
I had to get to Hartman's office. He had taken all my manuscript pages. That's where he'd been keeping them.
Что теперь закрыто?
Maybe you could come out and beat our wrinkled adult diapered asses.
Да твою мать! Ух ты.
The markings on the tape said they were recordings Hartman had made at the sessions with his patients. I saw Alice's name on one of them.
Alice?
For a moment, I couldn't breathe right.
Now, Mrs. Wake, can you tell me about Alan's problems?
He's more and more out of control all the time. The parties, he's so angry all the time. He's getting violent.
Do you mean with you?
No, not with me. No, never. Sometimes I almost wish Alan would take a swing at me. Because
Отлично.
it would lead to a conversation he couldn't just march out of. But no. Alan doesn't really sleep. And the work, well, he's not writing at all. He sits there for hours and just gets more and more frustrated. And I can't talk to him.
Yes. Tell me, Mrs. Wake, what would you say to him if he'd listen?
I don't know. I want to say, I look at you, and it's not you. Just some stranger who resembles you. Looking out from behind your eyes. And I don't like that guy much. And now it's all gonna go to hell.
But you don't ever say this.
No, no. I've
can just get him here, I'll absolutely do my very best.
Yeah, but Doctor, you need to be careful with him. He's not just going to listen to you and cooperate. He's the most stubborn man I've ever met.
Well, I'll be sure to bear that in mind.
Hearing her voice, what she was saying made me happy and sick and guilty all at once. Worst of all, I recognized the words. The phone call from her. It had been a cut-up of this. Just a recording.
Rudolph Lane's case is interesting. He was completely blocked, and frankly, I was about to discard him as useless. However, once Wake arrived and started writing, something changed in Rudolph. He's producing extraordinary work, increasingly dark pieces. Unfortunately, he doesn't respond to direction at all, and it's my belief that he's not so much a creator as an illustrator, perhaps, a recorder of sorts. I hadn't considered the existence of such a role before, let alone its implications, but the paintings he has produced are informative. At least he's easily controlled and useful. I wish I could say the same about Wake. It's frustrating that the best subjects are always so damn difficult to deal with.
Not buying that. I was tailing Wheeler, and this is the only place he could have gone. That means Wake is probably there too!
Agent Nightingale, this is private property, and I will not allow you to disturb my patients.
Yeah? I can get a warrant. Howard your fragile little patients like that?
Oh, I'm thoroughly intimidated by your mighty authority now, Agent.
Listen, you smug snob. How would you like it if I busted through this gate and knocked you around a little?
Agent Nightingale, first of all, I'm recording this conversation, so you might want to watch what you say. Secondly, you're not dealing with a hick now. I know the law, and if you can get a judge to grant a warrant, I'll be glad to cooperate. But you won't get one. Be advised that any further communications with me are to be made through my lawyer.
I don't believe this.
Good day, Agent.
Yeah. Hartman wasn't happy. Mott could see it in his eyes. He quickly lowered his own. He had made a mess of it, and he knew it. The shame of failure was hard to bear. He hadn't expected Wake to say he needed more time, and he blurted out 2 days, less than Wake had asked for, to show him who was in charge. But that wasn't part of Hartman's plan.
Все прослушал.
The photo on the wall caught my attention. In it, the clinic staff was standing outside the lodge. I knew the man next to Hartman. He was the kidnapper. Hartman had been playing me all along.
Это очень странная фотография на самом деле. Это Барри, что ли?
Barry?
Ow! About time!
Barry! Man, am I glad to see you. We need to get to Hartman's office.
It's right next door.
You okay?
Yeah. I mean, no! The cops found me at Rose's trailer, but they didn't hassle me too much. I'm obviously a victim in this, and I demanded to be treated as such. Or else I'd sue their asses. Speaking of asses, that Fed gave me a real hard time, but I had no clue where you were. That guy's crazy, Al. But he let me go, and then I get a call from Hartman, that son of a bitch, who tells me you're here, and I should come pick you up, but when I got here, 2 goons clobbered me and stuck me in there.
What's with the cutout?
I stole it from the diner to piss off Rose after what she did to us. That'll teach her.
Yeah, that's a harsh punishment. Come on, pal, we gotta get going.
О, револьверчик.
These were all the pages I had on me. And more.
Alan, please. You're sliding back into the...
Tell me one more lie and I'll shoot you in the face.
Ah, well, it was worth a shot. Really, Wake, come on. Let's work together on this. You have no idea...
Hartman, shut up!
Barry, get out of here. I'll catch up with you. Get a car.
Oh, Al, let's just
go. Wake, listen to me. This is a mistake. Don't you see? Together we can create something absolutely wonderful. With your ability and mine.
Жесть. О, какая злобная ухмылка была. Ты чё? Кайфуешь от этого? Тихо, тихо, тихо. Сейчас умру. Кайф. А, наверху же, точно. И сейчас он работает? Чего? Господи. Жесть. Ой-ой-ой. И что мне делать? А, вижу. Ой-ой. О. Так, время почитать.
He had no ambitions on that front, and he certainly didn't want to end up like every artist he had worked with here, damaged in ways that were hard to describe, or worse. It was enough for Hartman to maintain creative control and provide direction, to be a producer. That was what most of these people were in need of anyway. Of course, suitable subjects were few and far in between.
О, ну и посмотреть телевизор можно, в принципе, я думаю. Круто. Самое время, кстати. Кстати, субтитров нету в этот раз. Какого... Может, игра не рассчитывала... То есть переводчики не рассчитывали, что будет телек смотреть, сейчас стоять? Стоп, это заново началось, господи. Нельзя. Нельзя. Здрасте. Ай, блядь. Господи, спасибо. О, у него фонарик есть. Барри. Дай мне фонарик. Спасибо. Вау. Батарейки. Фонарик слабенький, кстати. О. У меня мало, кстати, патронов. Сколько там по времени? Ну, на сегодня, думаю, надо уже заканчивать. 40 минут почти отыграл. Прикольно завернули сюжет на самом деле. Мне нравится. Да, только до конца убедиться, сон это или нет. Но это, думаю, мы узнаем уже скоро. Всем спасибо за просмотр. Ставьте дизлайки. Комментируйте. Всем пока.